Thank you all so much for tuning in to Connect today. I'm here with Bryan Wolfe, and we're so excited to have you, a great friend of 3CI. Bryan, tell everybody what you do.
Well, I have a technology startup company here in Atlanta. We're in the B2B space. We have custom built a cloud application that essentially is doing business process optimization, allowing businesses to connect disparate applications to enable automation and process efficiencies to save time and money and, of course, reduce errors and omissions in their process.
That's huge. Sounds like something that a lot of businesses need. How long have you been up and running?
Well, we launched our MVP in May, and so we've got one company that's rolling onto the product platform right now.
Wow.
And so it's literally just launched, and our go-to-market strategy is just ramping up.
That is so exciting. What gave you, the feeling that this is what you needed to do at this time?
Yeah, so I've been involved in software development projects for 20 years. I'm prior military. I was in technology even then. In my career, I've done software development projects as well as business process improvement, right? And 8 years ago, I started my first small business here in Atlanta. And as that business started to grow and the orders started flowing in, quickly as things ramped up, I found my back office was completely inefficient. And so, although I had an e-commerce site, I didn't have the appropriate tools to manage a business of that complexity. So I started bringing on, a CRM platform, QuickBooks. And very soon after that, I realized that I'd inherited a new problem and that those applications didn't talk to each other, right? So I was doing double, triple entry, resulted in a lot of errors and omissions, and so I had a new process problem that I needed to solve. So being a tech guy, I went to work and thinking about process optimization, I started noodling around with some potential integrations, and really the light bulb came on that this was a problem that was apparent in the industry. And as I talked to other business owners, I found that almost everyone struggled with the same problem. And so that's when I went to work on coming up with a platform, and that's where Technology Lake was born.
Great. It's called Technology Lake?
TechnologyLake.com. And that was, essentially, we help you navigate through the technology landscape, right? And so it has that nautical theme to it. And me being prior Navy also has a nautical theme. And our tagline is that we want to inform, equip, and enable.
That's great. That's great. So is there any specific industry or vertical that can really utilize this, or is it far-reaching?
We really have targeted two specific markets. One is the small to mid-sized businesses, or SMB. Typically someone that is doing a sufficient amount of online e-commerce where you need to have some technology solutions to support you. And the volume is there that would warrant you having some automation. On the other side of that coin is the enterprise. And so really any large organization, Fortune 500, the platform is built in Microsoft Azure. And so we can come in, do a business needs analysis, capture requirements, map whatever your workflows are, define custom triggers, activity sets, so that you can move information and data in your enterprise to enable your perhaps a hybrid cloud rollout strategy or whatever you may have.
With technologyleg.com, huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Are you doing this all by yourself?
No, not at all. So, kind of the backstory there is once I started conceiving the idea of what this solution might be and the value of it, I started noodling around on my own, doing some experimentation, and finally got the idea distilled down to where I knew how I wanted to execute. But I also knew that I didn't have the technical depth of knowledge needed to really take it to where it was going to go. So I've been doing some consulting here in Atlanta in the fintech industry, and I got to work with another consultant who had that depth of knowledge. I got to know his work ethic and his character. And so his name is Todd Erickson. And so I basically took him out to lunch one day and presented to him, the concept of what I was wanting to work on, and he just loved the idea. He saw the vision, and so we put together a venture agreement and we partnered up and went to work. That was in the December of last year, and essentially we just went underground, started coding and building and testing, and we completed our MVP in May of 2018 this year. So it was a rapid deployment, but we were very efficient at what we did, and the product is it's extremely impressive, and it really is performing at or above our expectations.
Wow, well, congrats to you and to Todd. It's great when you can find a partner that is, has good character and you can work with in the trenches.
Right, and that's part of the, the conventional wisdom, or maybe not conventional, but there's skill sets, there's talent, but the thing when you talk about my idea is building a company, and so what's the character of the company and who are the people that are going to mesh well and work well together? That was more important.
Very much so.
And so he and I have worked, it's just been perfect, and extremely satisfied with the progress that we've made.
That's great. Very cool. I'm so excited about what you're doing with Technology Leg, and culture is key. So what are the goals for the next year? You launched this in May, you have a company using this, and you're getting feedback, and I'm sure iterating as fast as possible. What does the next 6 months look like?
We're targeting right now trying to get as many small businesses on the platform as possible this year. We feel like that's going to be an opportunity to exercise the technology, do some lessons learned, and also potentially scale out into some other integrations. Right now it's we have an e-commerce platform where we would stand the business up, and it's a state-of-the-art professional grade e-commerce. Then we would build out the CRM workflow and then the QuickBooks integration. But it's also fully extensible to other applications that a business might have. Perhaps it's warehouse management or inventory management. So we're very curious and anxious to see what other applications that we might be able to integrate with as we further define the feature set of this application. And then really towards the end of the year, next year, we really want to start to look at more of the enterprise integrations, and that's where we really see a tremendous scale and market opportunity for the business.
Absolutely. So can you disclose what the cost is currently to a small business?
It just depends really on the complexity of the product catalog that you have, how complex your business is. So depending on how many business rules and functions that you need. So we kind of break it out into, there's the e-commerce development. That could be, anywhere between, on the very low end, minimal side, maybe 5,000 to 7,000, all the way up to maybe 50,000, on an e-commerce development.
Yeah. Robust.
And then inside the cloud, we then start capturing your requirements. And again, it totally depends on what the business needs are and how complex you are. And it really just comes down to time and material and how long it would take and what that would cost.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, the World Wide Web is a pretty big community. It's not just Atlanta, but we're all over the world. How can we help you? How can we help technologyleg.com, continue to grow and scale and help people?
Really, I think it's just getting our name out in front of the SMB market and telling them our story. We're about to launch or relaunch a new website for the business itself. The cool thing is that our business actually utilizes the same technology. Right, so I'm using my own solution to drive my own business.
Not only are you the founder, but you're also a client.
Oh, that's right, it's the haircut for men, yes.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. So, although I have good genes, I have no hair problems. But
this was not no correlation.
So it's really interesting being able to do that, and it tells a good story. And in my other business, my original company that I still have, it's a custom fabrication business for the off-road industry.
So cool.
So Jeeps and trucks and things like that. We build all that here in Atlanta, and so we have that running on it as well. So I've been almost able to do my own beta, but I've taken in a lot of feedback from other business owners to really help define that super set of features that we feel is just going to really knock it out of the park.
Oh. So for people who want to learn more about your custom fabrication, where can they go?
Okay, so that's going to be AmericanExcursion.com.
AmericanExcursion.com. I'm totally going to that after this. You know, I feel we talked about
Yeah.
this, you know, it's so cool. So technologyleg.com, americanexcursion.com, Bryan Wolfe. Are you active on social media?
I'm on LinkedIn,
Okay.
so you can find me there. You can look me up either by my name or my email address, and stay pretty active. I'm also very involved. I'm a military veteran, prior Navy.
Thank you.
So thank you. Yeah, and I volunteer with an organization, a 501c called Bunker Labs, and it's an incubator for veteran entrepreneurs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're set up in the Atlanta Tech Village, as is my company.
Yeah.
I have a seat down there. And we basically foster, enable, network veteran small business owners for success.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so, you know, you can get involved, you know, in what we do there as well if people are interested.
I love that. Bunker Labs at the Atlanta Tech Village. Bryan Wolfe, I knew this was going to be a great show when we spoke on the phone, and you have just shown up. You have shown up and totally affirmed my feelings. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all that you're doing. Everybody, go to the links, support Bryan and all that he's doing for our community. Thank you, Bryan.
Thank you.